to another best of 5. This best of 5 is in an event which is called Who is Number 2, sponsored and organized by Mazmora with $1,000, and then I chipped in $250 to go to the second place player. This is the second best of 5. Now, spoilers, but if you were here on Twitch or you saw it on YouTube, Yo had a fantastic result for his Tato earlier, and he's looking to continue that form, and game 1 is a Hun War. Yo is here in the red, we have MbL in the blue. They'll play a Hun War, and then they'll draft civilizations and pick maps for the rest of the best of 5. Later on today, for those on Twitch, we will have the another best of 5, and then there will be more best of 5s tomorrow, and then on Sunday, the final will be a best of 9. So maybe if you see some of this on YouTube, it'll be before the final, you could stop by and see the final on Twitch. Well, map-wise, MbL is going to have some big problems because of this hill. Sometimes I like to call ECL Arabia Hill Nothing, because look at this massive hill surrounding him, and then Yo, there's no elevation around him. Yo's map seems significantly safer. A back woodline here, woodline to the right, woodline to the south, that's good. I love the main gold position, and I think there's an easy wall off for him on the left-hand side. So Yo will be liking that. MbL won't be liking a situation too much unless he secures the front of this hill. And if he secures the front of the hill, then he could, in theory, protect all 3 of his golds, and then it could be quite good. But if he loses the hill once, it would be extremely difficult for him to secure things as the game goes on. Yeah, it's in a crater, but a crater can be helpful. Hills can help you or hurt you an awful lot. MbL has 3 on wood, so most likely he'll open up with scouts, and Yo also has 3 on wood. So normally with scouts, that leads to... So, sorry, normally with Huns, you'll go scouts, into archers, and then you have to adapt from there. Sometimes opening up into skirms is good, cav archers is good, knights is good, Tarkans is good. There's a lot of options with this civ. But I'm really curious to see how all the sets go. I would slightly give an edge to MbL here, but Yo is probably in the best form I've seen him in a long time. And I'm talking a year, 2 years maybe. Like the last 6 months, Yo has been on an absolute tear. And he showed earlier versus Tato, who's also been in great form. Who's definitely in the form of his life. Just how good he is. Winning 3 games in a row. With different strategies, different maps, on Tato's home maps. Well, it's the people who keep asking questions about Max. Again, you have to remember that Max has performed really well in 2 tournaments recently. Whereas MbL, he's kind of been consistent number 2 and number 3 for years. Same with Yo. Same with Leary. And then Tato, I think Tato's the one. Like, you could have made an argument to give Max Tato's spot. Now, again, I didn't organize this or anything, but it's really tough. It's really close. There's definitely other players out there who could arguably be in the top 5 and arguably compete for number 2. But seeing as something like this hasn't been done before, and the competitive scene is so old, I think that these players all deserve their spot. Blood of the Nun, I can't disagree with you more. Like, I love Nikov, and for a while, a lot of people were saying he's 1v1. Like, he was top 5 in 1v1. But Nikov hasn't had a great 1v1 performance in tournaments for quite a while. Certainly has the skill, but I think he tends to tilt, and that doesn't help him in tournaments. So obviously this whole thing's going to generate discussion over where players are placed and things of that nature. But for the most part, I'd like to just enjoy the games. Alright, let the games do the talking for us. MbL, 2 farms. Building second lumber, this is a scout build for him. And he's already found Yo's base, sees the barracks going up, so this confirms that Yo's probably going scouts if he's building barracks at this time. And Yo has also found MbL. So, identical times with the scouts. Only thing is that MbL will be the feudal slightly later because he's added 1 more bill. Yeah, Max's recency bias, exactly. I agree. I don't want to discount what Max has done because Max is one of my favorite pro players. And he obviously is talented, but we're talking very recent. Whereas with all these other players, they've been at their position in the ranking for years, right? Like MbL and Yo and Leary are a shoe, and I think the only one is Tata deserving over Max of that 4th spot. But it's not up to me to decide. I'm happy to chip in and obviously cast the event, but also I contributed some with the prize pool, and we'll let the games do the talking. MbL's making some spears. Now, MbL likes to go spear heavy. So, if Yo sees that, Yo might make a switch into archers sooner rather than later. MbL almost needs to get some walls up to protect his base and needs to get spears out. Because Yo has... This is like Black Forest over here, man. This is so easy to wall up. Fat Dragon gave his input on the rankings of players, and he didn't put himself in the top 5, even though he's obviously a fantastic player himself. Yeah, so this is all about getting the farms up and making sure you're not exposed. And both players playing extremely safe. And microing with random spearmen here. Just all the small things to add up. So I expect MbL to be fine because of how he's playing this right now. I know the map isn't ideal, but he sees the scouts are on the way. Oh, he gets a hit. Nice. And the rest of his army's here. So, just wall, protect yourself until you're at a point where you can push out comfortably. And now he thinks he is. So he moves out a little bit early. But he figures 2 spears here and a spear here should be more than enough, and maybe he could hit Yo before Yo gets his walls up. Oh, and he runs out, finds Yo, and now Yo realizes he either needs more scouts, more spears, or more walls at home. Not the end of the world for him by any means. Cry is me, thank you for 10 months at tier 3. He says, here's to a weekend full of AoE2. I know, I can't wait. 8 hours of casting today, if not more. 8 hours of casting. Oh, that was a bad fight for MbL. I can see what he was thinking, but he should not have done that. 8 hours of casting tomorrow, and then, of course, you have Sunday, which will be not only the best of 9 final, but I might cast some other things as well. Okay, there's the Vills on gold, and there's the archer range for MbL, and here go the Vills to gold for Yo. The thing I noticed about both players' positions is that Yo has created more scouts than MbL has, and he's created a lot more farms, and gone to gold later. So MbL should get archers earlier, but he might have less food, and he'll certainly have less map control for a little while, until Yo is, Oh, okay, that was a good fight for MbL. Yeah, until Yo gets some archer ranges out of his own. KTEL just typed !grid in the chat. If you're asking why I don't have grid mod, it's because it doesn't look all that good for spectators. It is helpful, though. It's a good mod to get. I don't know if the extra scouts that Yo has created were worth it for the fights, but what I would expect to see from Yo is to scout the map with these things. It might not kill much, but he'll be aware of when MbL's sending units forward, and he should be aware of where the extra resources are. If he keeps these alive, man, they're very weak. 77 HP out of 5 scouts. MbL has 79 HP. That's hilarious. 2 scouts have more HP than 5. You don't see that every day. Yeah, notice the food count now for Yo. Yo built his ranges later. Slightly later. But it's because he opted for farms first, so he'll click up to Castle Age faster than MbL. Now what MbL has done gives him military earlier, but his castle time will suffer. So he could maybe pressure Yo a little bit, but I like Yo's build more. I think the way Yo has played this has given him a little bit more control, a little bit more scouting, and a faster castle time. Here he engages versus these scouts, and MbL has not reacted to this. He loses those 2 scouts. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that MbL gets in here with these archers. Yo will use the gate trick to keep him out. Yeah, so just gate to buy time. Yo will go crossbows into cav archers, and MbL will do the same. So in the game that Yo played versus Tato earlier, Tato went for something different. This is probably what you see 50 to 60% of the time with Hun Wars. There's always room for variety, and there's so many different things that Huns can pull off, but this is normally not the response, but the decision. I'm seeing a lot of questions. I think people are just now arriving to the stream today. Welcome, guys. I'm going to get to those questions in between games, okay? I'll make sure to answer all of them. Yo, what a great engagement. Like, getting use out of the scouts. Just trading versus the archers. I said it was a good engagement. To be honest, it wasn't bad for MbL. So that army was a dead army walking, but he could have just ran back instead. Yeah, I probably should have ran back. Remember, Yo's base is just perfect. Unreal. Building an early university. Both players will probably do that for ballistics. There's MbL's. And MbL's forced to stay at home. Has no scouting. He's probably hoping Yo arrives to his gold so he can defend there. And, oh! Yo is arriving to the gold. Now, whoever gets ballistics faster will be important. I think Yo will do it. I think Yo's going to get it based on the resources he has. Let's see. Remember, Yo has already placed his second town center. Yep, ballistics is on the way. So, Yo will run away with this army. Mass cav archers at home. Yo seems to be playing slightly better. It's the small things, right? And what's the micro going to be like here? Yo's fighting with less units, but he gets ballistics first. Now he's fighting uphill. Ballistics won't matter for either. Yo will lose his crossbows. He won't even pay attention to him now. I mean, having a few crossbows is nice against cav archers because crossbows have 1 more range. But this is only 7, so I don't think that will pack too much of a punch versus these things. T90 and Hun Wars do scouts and skirms into knights plus skirms fare better than scouts into archers into CA. Do scouts and skirms into knights. So the problem with going scouts into archers is way better. If you go scouts into skirms in a Hun War, all the opponent would do, like let's say Yo went scouts into skirms instead of scouts into archers, MbL would just add more scouts in feudal and take map control. Because skirms are too vulnerable. So, we could talk a little bit more about that in a second. But yeah, that's... Scouts into skirms is good against straight archers. But never when someone has a stable. It's too risky when someone has a stable. And it's too risky to take that gold. Yo, lost a Vil. And this is what crossbows can do. They can hit and run a little bit. MbL's getting some value out of these things. I like it. And also... While Yo's distracted, he's sending his group of CA to the right-hand side. So, bought himself some time, bought himself a little bit of an opportunity. Will Yo react to this? He has plenty of time to realize that MbL's here. Yo? He doesn't see it! He doesn't see it! MbL will get 1 Vil... What? Those Vils out micro ballistics. There we go. Yeah, he got 1 Vil kill. And this is where MbL can now run away again. Because he should expect Yo to show up, kill the second Vil. Yep, run to the right. And Yo will chase and then send in another group. That's the way MbL has to play this. Now, MbL did tech into Elite Skirm with his cav archers. Fascinating choice. Man, look at Yo track him. Yo has impressed me so much with his scouts today. He did this versus Tato earlier as well. MbL is up. Run back. MbL. No! That's the last thing MbL wanted there. He's waiting for his skirms to arrive. Yeah, great play from Yo. 51 villagers versus 53. Very close when it comes to that. And KD, slightly in favor of Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo runs away. This is the problem with elite skirm, is that they're too slow. And Cav Archers can always run away from the fights. Now remember I said when someone's making skirms, then Knight should be the switch. So Yo will make a few Knights. Now if MbL can micro down the Knights, oh, this is bad for MbL. Just small things, man. He's been a little bit sloppy with his unit control. I know he just moved to university, so he might not be fully settled yet, to be honest, but yeah, it always depends. If MbL has enough Cav Archers to kill Knights, the skirms will kill the CA from Yo. Like, this is a dangerous composition MbL's gone for. And his poor map certainly hasn't been much of an issue for him because of the amount of pressure. Oh no, but this could be an issue. The skirmishers are surrounded. Yo comes from the other side. All MbL can hope for is to get some value out of this. His skirmishers are going down. Yo continues to get more kills. Now, just as I say that, this is dangerous for Yo. And Yo reacts by sending the Knights over to that group. So, well played, Mr. Yo. And this is the hill that MbL can't lose. He needs to hold the hill. Yo's actually coming forward to build a siege workshop here. Can MbL survive? He just might be able to because he has the thumb ring upgrade. And he also has a Mangonel coming out. He might be able to. This is very close. He kills the Knight. It's skirms and CA versus just CA. 66 vills for Yo, 63 for MbL, 90 population for both. How close is this? And MbL is now adding more archery ranges. And to be honest, I think that this composition just gets stronger and stronger for MbL, and almost weaker for Yo if he's making this many Knights. Now, I don't think Yo can afford the armor upgrade, so he'll need to rely mainly on Mangonels to trade versus skirms and not Knights if MbL has enough Cav Archers to kill the Knights. So it's kind of hard to explain. You'll just have to see how it plays out, but MbL, I always call him the cockroach of AoE. He's very stubborn. He knows how to hold on in situations where he's behind. Oh no, MbL! I just complimented you! Oh god, that hurts so much. Seconds after I said that he was a cockroach. This is not very endearing, I know, I'm sorry. So it sounds a little bit rude, but it's actually a compliment. He's so good at surviving. And there we go! There we go, there's the micro I've grown accustomed to seeing. But ends up being great micro from Yo as well. And they trade evenly with the Mangonels. 105 population for both. I told you these two are close. My goodness. Now, Yo's army has a lot more HP. And it's almost easier to fight as well because he just will be patrolling in. Man, you know what else is cool? Yo's been on 3 town centers producing vills. MbL's been on 2. And MbL has more as many villagers because he's had less idle time with his TCs. Yo's been really focused on all these fights. I'm not sure if this is the play for Yo to split up his Cav Archers like this, but that's a lot of Knights, and he'll definitely go for the armor. Oh, he has the armor. Yeah, see, when there's this many Knights with this much armor, this is where I begin to question things. But MbL has done 2 things. The left side he's run in for a raid, Yo's chasing. The right side he went in for a raid and sniped Yo's vills, and it took the vill lead. Now at the same time, Yo was on MbL's woodline. I love Hun Wars. Hun Wars are incredible. There's so many moving armies. There's so much going on. Look at this! MbL's over here now! This is incredible! And meanwhile, we have the main fight on the hill. 3 Mangonels for Mr. Yo. Can they focus on all these different areas? Unbelievable. Oh no. MbL's Mangonel didn't kill anything? Can he fire and get 2 kills? No, he just weakens them. I think this fight will be good for MbL. He kills all the Mangonels. He gets the hill back. 140 pop for him now. He's on his way to the Imperial Age. What did I tell you? Yo's been putting so many resources into knights. That's food and gold that he didn't have for the Imp click. MbL's just been holding on. So what Yo needs here... MbL actually broke in with the Cav Archers. Unbelievable. What Yo needs here is an all-in Castle Age. He needs more Knights, more Cav Archers, more Mangonels, and he needs to kill MbL before MbL hits Imp. This is a lot of military, and I think that this is enough military to take a fight. But MbL is massing more and more CA. He has the hill, and he's also distracting Yo still. Did you see that, though? Did you see? Like, MbL's fight on this hill was successful because of the small raids. Those 2 groups gave him time to push forward. Oh boy. That's a lot of knights. That's a lot of knights. Yo could all in him. Yo could kill MbL right now. It will be so close. MbL pulls back into the choke point between his ranges. These skirms need to micro down the Cav Archers. It's a lot of knights. That is a lot of knights there. My goodness. And now Yo wants to drop a castle on this hill. Does he have enough villagers coming forward? Will they be here in time? I'm not sure. Wow. See, I think MbL will hold on here. I don't think that castle goes up. And Yo... Oh, you know what? It might. There's still a lot of knights. He's almost forced to fight if he wants the castle to go up. If he sees MbL's an Imp, he needs to fight this now and force the castle down. And if he gets the castle up... Dave always says down, like, get the castle down, then it's not what's happening. You want the castle to go up, and it confuses me too, but... Anyway, if he gets us up, maybe it gives him some time. MbL has killed quite a few vills building this, and he's about to complete Bracer. I don't know if he can he might use his skirms to micro the vills down. Like, this is going to be a doubt castle at this rate. He's building his own castle on this hill. The castle's at 69%. Nice. That castle's not going up. And MbL's castle will go up. And MbL's going to get the win. But by the slimmest of margins. The slimmest of margins, MbL has stayed alive in this game. It is unreal how close these 2 players are. It's unreal how good MbL is with this style. No, kill the villager, MbL. There's still one more building it. He's on 8 HP. Not like this. 8 HP. Oh, it's a 96% and he dies. Well, you know what? It's not over yet. Yo will finish the castle. Yo is spamming a lot of knights and elite skirms. It's not over yet. MbL doesn't have room to breathe. His golds and stones are on the hill. He has to go to the right side for wood. If Yo clamps down on that, if Yo raids the sides after finishing this castle, that could be his way back into this. Yo needs to rely on a lot of elite skirms, though. And if at any moment, if at any point MbL is able to counter him, it will be problematic. But MbL, he can't take these farms now. Yo's running into the left. Oh, there was a raid here. There we go. I was wondering if MbL would ever run out to raid. There we go. This is where MbL begins to unravel Yo a little bit. But most of MbL's army is at home defending, and now his map's starting to hurt him. Now the hill is starting to hurt him. Honestly, fantastic defense from MbL and fantastic push from Yo. Like, both of these players are so good. Wouldn't surprise me if on Sunday after the final we see one of these 2 as the quote-unquote number 2. Because I think these 2 are in the best shape right now. And believe it or not, I don't know if this is even possible for a player that most people have as their number 2 or number 3 or number 4 to be underrated, but I think MbL's underrated. I think we take MbL for granted because he plays all the time. That's what I think. He plays all the time, so we forget how godly he is until he like steps into a game like this. But the same could be said for Yo. Same could be said for a lot of players, and Yo snipes 1 trebuchet. Sadly for him, he will not save his castle, though. That castle will likely drop. Well, MbL needs a tech switch, but he doesn't have the eco setup for a tech switch. He needs a tech switch into light cav. If he goes Cav Archer's light cav, he destroys the skirms. But look at Yo. Look at Yo hitting MbL's wood. MbL's map is atrocious. He probably has 15 working farmers. Yo's still repairing this castle to buy himself time, I imagine. This is an unreal hold for Mr. Yo, guys. And he's booming behind all of this, and he might even click to imp. I thought Yo was dead. I thought Yo was dead. Now I kind of feel like MbL could be dead. Like, he can't track... No way! Yo has the Cav Archers realizing MbL's running away. And he sees the TC. If he stops there, that's huge. If he stops there, that is huge. Finally loses the castle. MbL's eco is just a wreck. He only has 80 vills. Now, I feel bad for him because his map was awful. But Yo played the map, and you have to play the map. MbL almost gave up map control with his strategy. Oh, MbL, Garrison! Garrison, you villagers, man! It's a slaughter. Oh, God. It's a slaughter. Well, he has about a minute to sort his eco problems out before Yo gets imp upgrades. A minute. Yo, I assume he's going with Cav Archers and skirms and well, everything. But yeah, Cav Archers is his choice. There's a couple small things that MbL is failing to do. He could have killed these villagers. He didn't expect Yo to be there. Could have saved a few villagers here and a few villagers here. He didn't expect Yo to be there. What a game this is. Now Yo's on the back foot, but he'll have a strong push back here in a moment. I love Hun Wars. This is why I like Hun Wars. Like, how many bland 1v1s do we see with high-level players? Where someone gets to a certain position and it's game over. But in Hun Wars, there's always ways back. There's different units to tech switch into. Hun Wars are fantastic. MbL will realize he's behind, but he'll realize that he has a chance now. But thank God he's been able to take this gold. That's the one mistake from Yo, is that he allowed him there. Yo has plenty of skirms. They'll have imp upgrades. So what will MbL do? MbL will tech into light cav. Something he could have won the game with earlier, but he didn't have the eco for it. Yeah, MbL, this is rusty by his standards to patrol into castles like that. But still, he's in the game. MbL.
MbL high.
Yeah, his unit control has failed him a few times. I think he moved like 2 days ago, so like I don't want to make excuses for players, but we see that and we know that MbL normally doesn't throw units away like that. It might be something to do with that, or just he's not warmed up yet. Oh, nice quick walls. He knows how to quick wall. That's important too, because Yo wants to draw MbL's military into this back corner, and MbL's walled that off completely now. But Yo is castling the hill where MbL has that gold. He's pressuring this gold where MbL is currently. And he'll probably treb that TC down and try and kill everything there. Yo has so much of the map. I just heard the monastery, so he'll be getting relics. And it looks like Mr. Yo's game. After an all-in Castle Age push almost failed, I think it did just enough. It did just enough eco damage to MbL. But MbL's looking to raid here, and Yo doesn't have too much to deal with the light cav, who will have plate parting armor. And if MbL has the food for it, he might be able to kill the skirms and then take care of this trebuchet. But the way this game is unfolding, it's like Yo is calling the shots and MbL's responding. Yo, the pace of the game is all based on what Yo does. And Yo should have the relic control, right? He's getting his second relic here in a sec. Oh, get it? Second in a sec. But you know what? MbL's about to get his hill back. He's about to get his hill back. Yo is going for Elite Tarkin, which would be an insane tech for Yo to go with. An insane switch. But if MbL gets gold, if MbL maybe gets Halb, I don't know if he has the eco for switching into much, but... Oh, you know what? MbL will see the Tarkin. He'll see the Tarkin, he should see its elite, and he should know. That's huge. The fact that he sees that gives him a chance to add barracks. Wow! These stables had so many light cav. That's enough light cav to take this fight for sure. MbL is not going away quietly. What a ridiculous game this is. But if Yo adds Tarkins, they'll destroy the skirms. And they're pretty strong versus light cav as well, so Tarkins are the answer now. So we've seen spears, we've seen scouts, we've seen skirms, we've seen archers, we've seen crossbow, we've seen cav archers, we've seen Tarkins, knights, trebs, rams, monks. Hun Wars give you everything. This is why Hun Wars are amazing. And both of these players are amazing. MbL has the population lead at the moment. Don't ask me how, but he does. And he'll snipe that trebuchet, snipe some villagers here. And now he is castling the hill! This is unreal! This is an unreal game, man. I love how MbL, just like he did in Castle Age, is beginning to raid with a small amount of units. I love how much value and time he got out of these stables as well. Yo's been so distracted. Yo has 152 villagers. So he's struggling for military numbers now. Now, a lot of his eco is moving around and not collecting resources. But the reason he can afford Elite Tarkin is because of the eco. Now, what's crazy is Yo collected these 2 relics. MbL can just steal them from him because the monastery's there on the hill. So, truly an incredible game. Yo needs to kill these stables. Look at the raids MbL's going for. Yo needs to stop that. There's no reason that Yo should be chasing this many light cav around. So, a castle on the right, a castle in the center on this hill. Pretty well secured, I think. And he'll kill the stables. And he has Elite Tarkin. So, say goodbye to, well, everything you have in the area, MbL. That trebuchet will die. Honestly, everything that MbL is making currently dies to Elite Tarkin. Everything. Every single thing. And now MbL's on the way back with Cav Archers and Light Cav. Now, Cav Archer has 6 plus 4 damage, so 10 damage. The Tarkin has 8 Pierce Armor, so each Cav Archer is doing 2 damage versus a 170 HP unit. That's why it takes a while to kill these things. It's crazy. You really need helps. You need pointy boys. Or enough Cav Archers to... Oh, MbL, quick wall. Quick wall, don't let him back there! Quick wall! Oh, what a play! No, there's still palisade walls here. Can he gate this or something? Gate, stone wall. Nice play. Nice play. That's huge, because he's a lot of his farming eco back here now. This is a safe little corner. Oh my god! And Yo went for petards too! Yo went in there, man! He even he's making petards! Which I believe MbL spotted. Well, I think Yo is back on top now. His military seems to be stronger, but MbL does have more units. MbL can take those relics, possibly. I think he's about to treb that down. We'll see how long that treb survives. What Yo is making is extremely costly, but he has the gold for it. And he has the food for it with 150 villagers, and now he's getting siege ram as well. Well, siege ram will be useful from this side, I think. Oh yeah, that's what he's doing. Ram from this side. The right side, not so much right now. Look at this! Yo saw the treb and immediately snipes it with the Tarkin. But he does lose the relics. I just don't think MbL can take the relics. I don't think he's able to. MbL's not a player who's going to resign early, but I do feel as though he is behind. He's lacking so many resources. But he has so much more military. And that's what's keeping him alive right now. He has so many units. He just has the wrong units. Yep, and here's the ram on the right. So ram with petards would mean the Tarkins could go in. If the Tarkins go in here, I think it's game. MbL can't lose this many farmers. The ram even opened the gate. Yo's through. Yeah, this is bad news. This is bad news. Incredible stuff, man. Incredible stuff. Yo should just fight this now. He really needs to fight. And as he fights in this back corner, it becomes so easy for him to fight elsewhere. So he now raids the center gold. I'm sure he'll think about taking this castle down. He's taking the relics. How much can one man do? Really, it's mind-blowing. But it's mind-blowing that how MbL's not dead yet. How MbL's still alive somehow. How MbL is trying to raid Mr. Yo. It's just, Mr. Yo's base is secure on the right-hand side. He has castles. He's safe. He has the extra golds. He has some relics. His strategy is just to overboom and save resources. It's perfect late game. Because a single raid GG's MbL right now. A raid that goes untouched or unresponded to, GG's MbL. But if Yo loses 20 bills to a raid, if these Hussars kill bills, Yo's fine because he's floating resources. It doesn't matter to him much that he has less resources. And I think a mix of Hussars and Tarkins could be more than enough to finish this off. It seems like we're getting close. Is anyone else, like, slightly dizzy? Does this make you slightly dizzy how good these pro players are? Unreal, man. Unreal. This best of 5 is going to be hype. Man, I don't get dizzy because I'm used to that high farm APM, but imagine if you're new to the game or new to the stream, you might get a bit dizzy. Well, MbL's hit that point where he's at the limit for resources. He's not producing a lot. You can see at the top left, he's producing some Hussars. You don't even build a tower here. Every little bit he could do to be annoying. MbL can't take his gold comfortably. He's trying. He's trying to produce vills out of 1 TC. Meanwhile, Yo, look at this control, man. Love it. The only thing he's missing is a castle on the left. So, I think, a castle on the hill and it's over. So, maybe just kill MbL's castle and then castle the hill and win the game. But, yeah, insane play. He has 3 relics now, by the way. The other one's near MbL's base. He might have another one in his monk's hands, I'm not sure. That is something that MbL struggles with. I feel like he doesn't get relics early enough, whereas Yo is getting them nice and early today. Yep, they both fight. Hussars and Tarkans versus Hussars and a sprinkle of Cav Archers. And what does Yo do? Oh, he sees the Trebs? Oh, he's gonna snipe the Trebs. Boom! Kills one. Can he kill the other one? Yep, he will. And this is probably... This has got to be where the GG comes in, surely. MbL doesn't resign early. We know that. He is the cockroach. But this game's over. Yo's going to take the first win in this best of 5. Well, what a performance, man. What a ridiculous performance. I felt like MbL had done it when he hit Imp. I felt like he had done it. He got to Bracer faster, but Yo took... not full map control, but most of the map control and raided MbL's economy. Bought himself so much time. Bought himself position. Unreal. Yep. Impressive KDs. But when you see your pops at 130 and you don't have relics, that's a sign that you should resign. But look, MbL Palisade walled a Siege Ram out. So yeah. It's Palisade wall a Siege Ram. He's trying. Because against other players and on different days, MbL could come back in these situations, but he probably is impressed with Mr. Yo himself. He probably can't believe that Faster Imp didn't do it for him. This castle sits here on 238 HP. And MbL calls the GG. What a performance from Mr. Yo. My goodness. Jeez, man. That game was what Hun Wars are all about. Spearmen, scouts, archers, crossbows, elite skirm, cav archers, Tarkans, knights, hussar, like virtually everything that Huns would go with, except for maybe the halberdier we saw in that game.
Bad at running casinos? Because in a profitable casino, the house always wins, but Huns have no houses.
Ha! Ducks, thank you for the bits. Wow. Alright, so that's just game 1 in this best of 5. Can we please boo Ducks the Savior for that joke? Here's the look at the achievements. 661 units killed for Yo. Look at the resource difference. Yo had more food, more wood, more stone, and more gold with that map control he bought himself with the all-in Castle Age push. Incredible. What they'll do next is they'll both pick 2 maps from the map pool, which I can read off for you, and then they'll do a quick Civ draft. All of this is going to be on YouTube, so hi YouTube. Stick around if you want to see what the stream is like. I'm so dumb that when Yo said HM question mark, I thought he was saying like asking like what? But no, he meant home map. MbL picked Mongolia as one of his home maps. Yo picks Islands as one of his home maps. MbL picks Cross. And now Yo will get 1 pick.
Hey man, long time no see. I've been out for a couple of months. Do you have any news for Age 2?
And Yo goes to Scandinavia. So the way this works is, since MbL lost the first game, and I need to reflect that on the scoreboard. Yeah, since MbL lost the first game, we'll go to one of his home maps next. And now they do a Civ draft. So there will be 1 global ban and 4 Civs picked for each. But don't go anywhere. These games are only going to get better. Caesar, thank you very much for the 11 months, man. Welcome back. 11 months of support, and he wants to know about DE2. So, I know things, but I can't speak on them, Caesar. So, I could just leave it at that. I don't think there's been any big public announcements regarding Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. The release date is still fall of this year. And,
T90 salute T90 love.
I guess the other thing is I would pay attention to the other Age of Empires Twitter because they do talk about it a bit, but I think there's a campaign weekend coming out for people who have the beta. They could participate in the campaigns. But yeah, it's funny because when people say and they try and guess things, some people guess spot on and some people guess way off. I can't say which is which, but anyways, I wish I could give you more info, but things will be coming out soon, I'm sure. Origin, thank you for 8 months. Thank you, Rise Entry, for the new sub. Hey, so here's the draft. Global ban was Mayans and Japanese. Vikings and Indians for Yo. MbL has Aztecs and Mongols. Leary will play later today, Don. Let's see, do I have the calendar here? Let's wait for the draft. I can show you the schedule for the matches. Leary will play Tato in 2 hours. And then tomorrow we will have some more best of 5. So 3 best of 5s today. This is number 2. And then 3 best of 5s tomorrow. And then a grand final on Sunday, which is a best of 9. Well, MbL's picked some solid civs here, but so has Yo. I have a feeling we might see Yo use Incas when MbL wants to get to Conquistadors. Alright, and MbL goes for Huns, which is doable. It is allowed. Game 1 was just a set Huns war. What's the worst matchup on a normal map? Like, what civs destroys another civ totally? I mean, Aztecs versus Vietnamese, I'd say. That's the first one that comes to mind, but there's quite a few of them. Oh, I shouldn't say quite a few. There's a few of them. All right, and Malians. So Malians, Incas, Indians, Vikings for Yo. Aztecs, Mongols, Spanish, and Huns for MbL. And we will go to MbL's home map now. He just hasn't said which one, but it'll be either Cross, where I imagine he'd choose Huns, or Mongolia, where, I mean, you could go Mongols on Mongolia and make it accurate, but I doubt he will. Pros never do. I think he might go for Spanish instead. Nearly everyone versus Vietnamese. That's true. It's true. Turks versus Britons. Favor Britons a bit. That's true, Clem. That's a good point. I mean, it always depends, right? The best way to answer that question is it depends, because if you think post-imp, Britons can struggle, if Turks have some map control, it can go Siege Ram. Like, Siege Ram Hussar raiding can kill Britons pretty easily, so there's really no stage in the Aztecs-Vietnamese matchup where Vietnamese have a lead, in my opinion. What's up, Roxy? Thanks for hanging around today. Oh, that's true. We have some newer civilizations versus some older civs here. We have Vikings, Aztecs, Mongols, Spanish, Huns, all older classic civilizations, and then we have Malians, Incas, and Indians, which are quote-unquote newer. New for an old game, right? T90, can you shut up for a minute? You're talking so much, it's giving me a headache. Well, one of my mods has just timed you out, so you could just mute the stream, you know? I'm not going to shut up. It's kind of my job to talk. So, hey, maybe he's new to technology, okay? Maybe he's new to technology. Maybe he thinks this is a conversation. Oh, shoot, he's in the room next to me. Sorry, Frank. Sorry, I didn't realize he was just standing right there. You should have just told me out loud, man. You didn't have to type it in the chat.
Love your work. Don't stop talking.
Holy, I won't, man. Thank you for the 2 months, sport. Are you guys ready? I predicted MbL would win this set, but I predicted it would go to 5 games. And Yo won the first game. Now, has to be said, if it was all Arabia, then I'd give the advantage to MbL. But MbL can struggle on some non-Arabia maps. I think that is his weakness. Yo has been insane lately. Your talking gives me a boner. Keep it up. That's funny. I keep it up and you keep it up. You know what I'm saying? Ha! Sorry, that was bad. Alright, game number 2. Let's go. Alright, welcome everyone. Oh god, are we gonna see a Bill Rush? Alright, welcome everyone to Mongolia. And it is a Meso War. So MbL lost the first game. Hold up. I need to switch the colors. This is all because of you, MbL. This is what you get for choosing green. Ruining the broadcast here. MbL's in the blue. He's playing as the Aztecs, and Yo is playing as the Incas. So Meso War on Mongolia. Now, what's funny about this is, normally Mongolia is very cliffy, but all the cliffs are elsewhere on the map. Check this out. Normally, the cliffage is between the players, but there's no cliffage between the players. It's like a maze out here. My goodness. Well, to be honest, it makes the game a little bit more bearable because they're playing on a standard version of Mongolia. The tournament versions are more open. So thank God the standard version of Mongolia is not a problem because I think while it is wallable for both players on the front, it's not as bad as it could have been if the cliffs were around their TCs. Now, I look at the maps, and I do think MbL's base is better because the golds for Yo are very far forward. All 3 golds on the same part of the map against Aztecs is going to be a real struggle. So maybe he'll go forward. We've seen Inca Vil Rush and Tower Rush a lot recently, and then MbL Stone is forward, so that could be a concern for him. Now, in this show match, laming is not allowed, by the way, in Dark Age. So typically, you'd see Meso players run forward and take a risk and start stealing pigs. But the organizer of the show match, Mazmora or Nelson, proposed the idea to do a no lame policy in Dark Age, and I kind of like the idea because lame, while it is skill, it's very RNG based, and there's a lot of luck involved with that as well. So all players will have their boars, all players will have their sheep. So I think that we'll have less games where someone falls apart in Dark Age because of losing 2 sheep and a boar, which is pretty nice to see, if you ask me. Roxy just said, go MbL, and then go Mr. Yo. You know, you can't root for more than one player. Come on now. Fairweather fan, Roxy. So I keep calling him Nelson. His username is Mazmora. He's the one who put up $1,000 for this. I forget where he's from. Someone's got to know in the chat. He's been around the community a long time. He's European, but I want to say he's from... you know what? I'm not going to guess because I'll probably get it wrong. I forget where he's from. I mean, he might not... I guess he's not here to tell. Is he German? He's from Portugal, living in Germany. Ah, okay. See, that's why I was confused. Because I didn't think it was Germany. I was going to say Belgium, but that would have been off. Cool. Well, we don't have many Germans here. Isn't that right? No Germans at all. Well, MbL will push in his second deer for some food. Yo has arrived to scout him out nice and early. So the thing about Yo's map is, if MbL doesn't scout it, MbL can't take advantage of it. He can't abuse it. So MbL's pushed in deer, and that's great for his eco. It's not great to not have scouting intel. Oh, Yo will go for the trush. Why does he have a sheep here, by the way? I guess MbL can't steal it. Oh, Yo's going for the tower rush strategy, isn't he? Oh, wait. Oh, MbL spotted the Vils. And MbL's making militia at home. We see that thanks to Capture Age. While the militia are being created, we'll just follow MbL's eagle as he follows the Vils. He sees a house. Yeah, he knows these villas are coming forward. He knows it. There would be no surprise. This has happened a lot in recent weeks. And if that's the case, MbL might need to take a fight with villagers early. Yo's going to stone. Okay, where are the rest of the villas for Mr. Yo? Normally you send 7 or 8 villas forward, build a blacksmith, get armor, and fight. Is this just...
6 months, but feels like 2 years.
Oh, wait. What? Do you see this? Okay, these villas are going forward. Gotcha. Alright, so maybe he wants to tower the gold, but he can't. MbL's walled. I mean, I'm sure MbL's confused as well. MbL's looking for the villas. He definitely hesitated. He was chilling out here for a little while. Okay, now he sees the villas. Building a blacksmith, and the eagle's very weak, and Yo bails on the blacksmith there. Now that's important, because if he doesn't have the blacksmith up soon with the armor, the villas can't fight this comfortably. What on earth is MbL? He's just drushing. He's just full walled drush, collecting deer. He's drush FC against the tower rush. So if he's doing that, the first tower is going to go up, surely. I mean, the problem here is Yo's best strategy is taking the map. It's towers. And what MbL's strategy does is it invites him to do that. So I'm not a huge fan for that reason. So Yo, recognizing that MbL's still in Dark Age, is going for forging now. Yeah, so Hank just said, do you go for attack or armor in this case? So I think you go for the attack because you want to kill the houses faster. But then the logic then becomes MbL could easily wall behind this. So maybe you needed armor. You know, it's kind of tough. Like, the other thing is, armor is better for you defensive at home. So let me put it to you this way, Hank. I've seen this build a lot of times. I've probably seen it 20 to 30 times now from all different levels. And almost every time the person goes for attack first, it ends up not working out because the defensive player can kill them with their own towers. So you can make an argument for going for the attack so we could break through the house faster, but he ends up being walled out anyway. And MbL ends up being fine. So I guess there's no correct answer to that, but I would say always opt for the armor first. Oh god! Dead. That villager is dead. And MbL... See, I hate it. I hate how he tried this strategy versus Incas. He can't drush FC off this. He won't have the eco to go up to Castle Age. And now there's a bunch of Inca towers on his face. So he's defending some of his resources, but he's lost his massive hill here. A great decision from Yo to just stop pussyfooting around and go for stone walls instead of palisades to protect that stone. That's a good decision. So do you get what I mean, chat? Oh man, it's like another civ would be a nightmare against his Mongols. To try and go fast castle against Mongols is silly because they get to you so quickly. They apply pressure so quickly. So I think the best thing you do, because Aztecs have a better like eco in feudal age, and Aztecs are slightly better than Incas when it like comes to anything but towers. So I think the right thing to do would have been to go for men-at-arms and try and fight it, which is what I initially had expected. But we'll see. We'll see. The only thing Yo can't take right now is his golds, and they're forward. So if MbL realizes the golds are there and denies them, that could be very good. He sees these 2 golds, and he's running around with the man-at-arms. He doesn't see the other one. But MbL can still take all of his resources, right? It just never makes me feel good when players do this. Now, if you were here earlier in the day, it was Yo versus MbL, and... or, sorry, not Yo versus MbL. It was Yo versus Tato. It was game 1, and it was a Hun war. And Tato did pretty much the
Awesome
same
job,
thing
as always. Really
that
have
MbL
enjoyed the
did in the
YouTube
Hun War.
content lately.
He went for the Drush into FC attempt, then he got forwarded. And while Tato was able to defend because he could take all of his resources, Yo held certain areas throughout the game and had so much more map control and vision. Like, Yo is extremely good at that, so there's risk of this happening again as Yo begins to get these towers up, and again, beautiful defense from Mr. Yo against the Man-at-Arms. MbL can't find an opening to do damage. These trees probably cannot be palisaded because it's part of the forest. I know it looks like it might not be the case, but... Yep, so... Yo's forcing MbL to tower. Got a tower up here on the golds. Actually, Yo's about to get housed. Watch this. Inca house going down. Boom, say goodbye to 10 population space. That's really funny, actually. Oh, he just built a new one. It's a good thing that your houses give you 10 population space at the start, but if you lose them, then it hurts you twice as much. Alright, Yo's just gonna tower this gold. See, MbL doesn't have the stone to build towers where he needs to. Uh-oh, Yo wants to trap him. Yo was very tempted to trap him. He could gate here, and he could gate here and trap the army in. But it's a lot of clicking to do. It's a lot of work. What is happening right now? MbL's builds are like, I'm getting out of here. Now, does he have access to stone? No, he doesn't have access to stone now. Oh my god, he doesn't have access to stone. He needs to build a market to buy stone for any more towers. At least he found a gold over here. That's nice. We'll just mine that for now. Oh my god. Yo is such an intelligent player. He has stonewalled MbL's army in. To have the scouting at this point of the game to realize that he could build 2 quick walls like that is amazing. Not a fan, guys. Not a fan. Not a fan of giving up map control versus Mr. Yo especially, because he plays the map so well. Look at what he can see. He even sees this gold. He sees everything. Also not a fan of giving up map control versus Incas. However, MbL is on the way to Castle Age. He's getting scale mail armor, so he'll probably make eagles. And he has quite a few of them. So for Yo, it's a matter of defending still, and it's a matter of holding on, keeping these towers up, getting to Castle Age as well to fend off the eagle attack. So he most likely would need to rely on walls, and if he stonewalls his base, he's fine. I don't think he'll accomplish that, though, because that's a lot of stonewalling to do, and this is a very late decision to do it. This is MbL's point of view. He expects this to be open. He's a minute away from Castle Age. Why are there random buildings with snow? It's because I have the no snow mod on. So, that is true, actually. Yeah, is it really cold here? Why does this tower have snow on it? That's funny. I didn't realize that. But yeah, anyways, so I have the no snow mod on. You can see the trees have some snow as well. Why doesn't MbL attack the tower so he can get his stone? He can't. He could attack this tower. If he attacks this tower, this tower shoots him. If he attacks this tower shoots him. Same with all of these. Now, Yo really needs to panic with these walls now. Oh, and MbL. Yo, guys, we might see a siege tower. We might see a siege tower. MbL's building an outpost. He'll see the stone walls. He might then make a siege workshop. And siege tower eagles over the walls. Yo still has a hole here, which bothers me. I don't know if he's had a massive brain fart or what. Like, MbL would win the game if he sent his eagles through the stone wall. Like, the game would be won. Also, I think there's a hole here, too. It's a lot of walling to accomplish, I guess. He's building another tower here. I mean... Yo! Hello! Oh my god, there was a hole there too! No! Oh no! Oh god, that's game. That's game over. And Yo just calls the GG. Man, I was pumping him up so much. I was complimenting him like crazy. I was saying so many good things about him, and then 3 holes in his wall. Now, to be honest with you guys, even if he gets his stone walls up, MbL still has a pretty big lead. MbL would probably siege tower and get his eagles over. There's no stopping that. Not to mention that he also had the siege at home and was killing a few of these towers here. So I think MbL, while I didn't like his style, he played very macro-based, very defensive-based, and was able to get the counterattack in to win the game in Castle Age. That's the power of the Aztec eco right there. He was able to get the food faster because of the Aztec farming, and then also he had the safe gold for a while. I say for a while because he was truly out of gold at this point. He couldn't take any of his golds, which is why I thought that Yo had an opportunity. But the score is 1-1. And we'll go back now. We'll look at the achievements and see where things are. I would expect that MbL has a lot more food. That's the first game that Yo has lost today. He 3-0'd Tato earlier in their best of 5. But that's good for MbL because he was so close in game 1.
Why does MbL's wife not need a job? Because MbL always brings home the bacon. But not on this tour only because rules.
You're right, MbL can't bring home the bacon for his wife with his tournament. Wow, tournament admins are ruining MbL's relationship with his wife. My goodness. Well, this says it all, right? 17 largest army. MbL had actual military instead of towers. Look at the food difference.
Long time no ocean. What up, T90?
5,700 food collected for MbL. More wood and more gold. His eco was just better. His eco was better despite losing those resources. Alright, so I'll pull up the Civ draft. This is what it looks like. Yo just chose Incas. MbL went Aztecs. We have Malians, Indians, and Vikings remaining for Yo. Mongols, Spanish, and Huns remaining for MbL. I think Yo's maps are islands and Scandinavia. I think he would go Vikings for islands, and I believe Vikings will be the map next. So, decisions for MbL now. He has Cross remaining as a map. Maybe he uses Mongols for islands and tries to get feudal quickly. We'll see. Is MbL married? No, he's single. That was just a joke from Dux. Dux, thanks for the bits today, man. Time to finally catch up with all the resubs and subs to all you amazing people out there. Thank you, Nathan Adler, for the new sub, man. Welcome in. Ransom, thank you for the 3 months. LT Crackers, thank you for the 6 months. Hopefully, when it feels like 2 years, it's a good thing. You know, when you're in class and there's only 30 minutes remaining and it feels like a whole day? I hope it's not one of those situations with your resub, but thank you. A Snow Bear gifted a sub to Force. Thank you for gifting 1 sub to the stream. Thank you, Rivers, for the new sub. Stick, Panda Rage, Iron Watson, Nasha, thank you all for coming back to the community. Oh, it's a good thing? Alright, sweet. Long time no Ocean. What up, T90? I was tempted to play Ocean Man real quick, but since this is all going to YouTube, I could see that giving me copyright problems. So who's new here today, chat? 1,800 people here. There's at least one person who's probably new. It never fails, man. I love it when people who are genuinely new are like, oh, he's asking about me. I'm kind of new. And then all my subs are like, whoosh. Just a wave of hi, I'm new. That's amazing. Well, to the people who are actually new, welcome. To the people who are coming back for the second, third, 300th time, thanks for hanging out. I discovered you last night on YouTube. Nice. Well, my YouTube content's been slacking recently. I just kind of had an off couple days, and I didn't feel like doing anything, to be honest, so sorry about that. Sometimes I can get really down on myself for dumb things. Like, my YouTube channel was averaging 6,000 actually, subs a month, and it dropped down to 4,000 subs a month, and I got bummed about it, and the logic for me was just to avoid YouTube for a few days because I was, like, so annoyed with myself and stressed. Like, sure, that makes a lot of sense. Just stop working hard on YouTube when you're upset that the... Well, I wasn't upset. When you see that the direction is going somewhere you don't like. Like, it's such a ridiculous thing for me to be upset about, to only average 3,000 or 4,000 subs on YouTube. But the truth is, I just get stressed sometimes because I'm working so much. And sometimes I just need to disconnect, that's all. Alright.
T90 hype.
So I wasn't expecting MbL to choose Huns here. I'm very surprised because he has Cross as one of his home maps. I also need to change the colors again, my bad. Make sure MbL is... No. We want MbL in the blue. There we go, perfect. Sorry, I'll have to do that every game because I started out the colors. I like MbL in blue, it makes more sense. I normally have red. Anyways, MbL chose Huns. And Yo has gone for Vikings. This is a classic matchup on a classic map, Islands. Normally on Islands, it's all about winning water, and then you win the game, abusing the fish and eating the salmon. But Yo won versus Tata with a landing, and when Tata was Vikings at the time, so maybe MbL will use the flexibility of the Huns to go for some landing shenanigans. Score is 1-1. I will be repeating some stuff because people were coming in all the time. We're skipping ahead in videos. But this is a 3-day event, and this is day number 1. There's 3 best of 5s today. This is the second one. The next one will be in an hour and a half, so probably after this one ends, and it will be between Leary and Tata, which will be pretty sweet. And then tomorrow we'll have 3 more best of 5s. And after that, depending on the standings, there will be 2 finalists who will play on Sunday in a best of 9. So, I wonder what the strategy is going to be here for Yo. Because for MbL, it's most likely going to be fire galleys and demos into a galley transition. That is not an option that Yo has. Yo does not have fire galleys, and that's actually what took Vikings back as the undisputed #1 water civ to maybe just a top 5 or top 10 civilization on water. The lack of fire galleys hurts them in the early stages. And my goodness, that scares me every time, but nice trick there, Mr. Yo. So I think Yo has one of 2 options. He could either go straight galleys and feudal, which is the risky play, or he could go fast castle into longboats, which is also similarly risky. We'll have to see. But right now it's Dark Age, so they're pushing in their deer, executing on their build orders. Now there's 2 center islands here, so if the game goes really late, castling these, docking these, fortifying those islands will be very important. T90, I'm always watching on YouTube content. Don't slack on it, please, because your videos are really good. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's not like YouTube in particular. Obviously, I didn't stream the last 4 days. I can just get overwhelmed sometimes with things like like real life stuff in combination with the content I'm trying to put out. That's all. So it happens. I just needed a few days. T90, I don't understand why this tournament. I don't understand this tournament. Why is Leary playing only once? Because he'll play tomorrow. That's why. There's 3 sets of games tomorrow. So Leary plays once today, he plays twice tomorrow. Tata plays twice today, he plays once tomorrow. Yo plays twice today, he plays once tomorrow. And then MbL plays once a day and plays twice tomorrow. Something like that. There's a cool website, if you're ever wondering what's currently scheduled for Age of Empires tournaments and whatnot. It's AoE2calendar.com. So I'd recommend checking that out. AoE2calendar.com also shows what time it is in your time zone. And it's not always accurate. Like, it doesn't say that I'm streaming it for whatever reason, but I am streaming it. So always pay attention to my stream schedule, of course, but it at least gives you the times and what's confirmed for tomorrow. So MbL will hit feudal first. And assuming he's doing what we all expect, and he is, because he's going to gold. Wait, is he going to gold? Go to gold. There we go. He's going to gold. He's on wood. He'll build the second dock, and he'll be going for fire galleys. Yo is on the way to feudal age. He's later than MbL, but he's on his way. And Yo will be doing the same, except he can only go galleys. So this is risky. This is why Vikings can struggle, but then again, Viking docks are cheaper. Vikings are still a solid water civ as the game goes on, but they struggle versus flyers. It's a transport ship. Shh. Shh. Don't say anything. Can we just talk about the fact that one simple balance change changed the water meta? And that one simple balance change was allowing transports to be created in Dark Age. MbL? MbL?
It's a transport ship.
Just passing. Yo spotted it. Oh no. Oh Yo, he spotted it. Now Yo does not have loom, so he can't wall this up and oh! It's gonna be a doink! No, it's not gonna be a doink. I lied.
Win.
Oh, Yo does have loom now. What am I smoking? Angela. Well, it's forced Yo into a very early tower. I think MbL should just give up on her. Honestly, she's not worth it. She's not worth it. Just move on, alright? Move on! Sorry, I make really weird noises sometimes. I've realized this recently. When there's a rough situation in the game, I start making very awkward noises. So my apologies. You know what? MbL, that scout wanted to break up with her anyway. So that's just a great way to get rid of her without the baggage. Yeah, she's dead. Well, that's how you handle your relationships MbL style. But yeah, MbL is forcing Yo's fish away. One thing I didn't have time to talk about is because of the center islands, there's not as many deep fish around in the center area. MbL has deep fish. Yo would need to move to the right to have deep fish, and he's now run. So the distraction might have actually been worth it there. Because after all of that, MbL still has a scout here. Oh, and he can steal the sheep now because it's in feudal age. The rule is you can't steal in Dark Age. He'll eventually lose his scout because Yo will probably chase him down, but Yo has spent a lot of time walling. And MbL is now chasing down Yo's fish. Yo will either need to dock on the backside or his fish will not be, like, functioning at all, which is a huge, huge problem. Now, I would love to see MbL use this scout to do some good. Oh! Nice move from Yo to realize what MbL was up to there, but I'd love to see MbL snipe a weak fill. There's this guy right here. It takes 2 hits to kill him, and I thought there was another one. It's probably the same dude, and he just got healed up. Well, the sneak didn't do too much for us, sadly, but interesting. MbL hasn't overcommitted to water or anything. Oh, and Yo has a demo! It's not the best demo ever. Yo will lose his scout after killing MbL's scout, but at least that threat is gone.
I love trees and T90.
Demonator, thank you for the 10 months, man. Sometimes the sub messages catch me off guard. Just a random message. I love trees and T90. Thanks, man. You know, one thing that's interesting, MbL is making plenty of farms, which is uncommon for islands with most civilizations. So that tells me he's not going to fish boom. He's going to focus on land eco. Don't really agree with that. I think starting off with a fish boom and then going into farms later is fine, but Then again, he didn't invest as much into water as I would have expected with only 2 docks. So maybe he felt like he wouldn't be able to protect his fish. The second dude is on wood. You mean the Weakville? No, I don't think so. Yo wouldn't send him out there. The second guy is under there. He just, when he got garrisoned into the TC, he healed up a little bit. They heal up slowly, but they do heal. So, I don't know about you guys, but this doesn't seem very good for Mr. Yo, man. I don't know if you agree with that statement or what, but you can see the struggle that Vikings can have on water. I mean, MbL spent 125 wood on a transport ship, tossed away a villager, just because he didn't want to deal with her crap anymore. And still, Yo hasn't been able to take an advantage. He hasn't been able to deal with this many fires. So, the sad reality for Mr. Yo is he's not leading in a single category. He's not leading in eco. He's not leading in military. His fish are working back here. That's a good thing. But MbL's smooth sailing to Castle Age. And he has 2 more villagers. So, first time 1 vill didn't work. This time he'll go for just, for 2 vills. Yeah, that's really bad timing, though, on the transport, because Yo should be able to see the transport because the dock. He should have waited. But I think MbL will probably just either spam knights or cav archers or any of the strong options that Huns have right into Yo's eco. Yeah, it's a couple. It's a couple. They really care about each other. MbL lost the first game. It was over an hour. It was a sick game if you missed it. All the games have been really good. But now, with bloodlines, forging, all of these upgrades on the way. Oh, Yo's about to find out the hard way that there's buildings here. Now, he can wall this up, but MbL can easily transport knights around the walls. That's the problem. If MbL has water control, he's going to have land success as well. And, oh, I love it when players do this. I love it when they make scouts before the knights. It's just to get a few units out to stop walls. Check this out. MbL. There we go. Oh, Yo, so lucky. The scouts could still run around this way. House walls, stone walls. Okay, the units are walled out. But MbL would just make a siege workshop. And he'll transport around. Yeah, this is so bad for Mr. Yo. Oh no! The dude just opened up the gate anyway. He died in the gate. What a way to die. It wasn't the knight that killed him. It was the gate impaling him. Ouch. I guess the scouts did make it through there somehow. Yo can only defend with spearmen. Can he hold on? There's a lot of knights roaming around. I think there's a hole there. Yeah, there's definitely a hole there. Doink. Right to the left of the stone wall piece, I think there's a hole. I love how MbL has the fire galleys here. He's done a great job with the transport. The Mangonel's now out. Can Yo hold on? MbL killed his own knight, but repairs the Mangonel. Everywhere you look, Yo's surrounded. Yo is surrounded, man. But, you know, he's switching into pikemen, so maybe this is where MbL will make some cav archers. I think a few cav archers would be a great idea for him. Can he save these knights, though? Sent over a few new knights. Words are hard. Feels over, man. It feels over, but I remember Viking eco is pretty strong. Big problem for Yo is his resources are all to the right-hand side. And this is something that MbL scouted with that transport earlier. That's how he knew to transport here. Interesting way of looking at it. So MbL loses his one Mangonel. He loses his second Mangonel. He will end up killing Yo's and, importantly, saves his villagers. Yeah, that scouting changed so much. I would just make... Well, first off, MbL's on 2 TCs at home. So, his land eco is stronger. He has more vills. But eventually, making Cav Archers would be the best play for Viking... Or, not for Vikings, for Huns. Yeah, I saw Yo's making longboats, so sniping the fish would be the way to go. But he's really struggling for gold right now. He can't safely collect that gold. And you know what? I think his tower's about to die. If there's 2 Mangonels for MbL...
The game hasn't been this over since I was a little girl who couldn't count to 20. Anyways, here's 20 months.
If there's 2 Mangonels for MbL, beautiful attack round, it could kill the tower. Yo's not even making a single one of his own. Oh, now he is. Okay. Disvolt, thank you. He says the game hasn't been this over since I was a little girl who couldn't count to 20. Thank you, Disvolt. Welcome back. Yeah, say goodbye to your tower. And if MbL... Oh, God! MbL just needs good micro versus the Mangonel that Yo's about to create, and if he does that, I think it's definitely over. Look at the eco, man. MbL also sees the longboats, and he's toying around with them. Oh! Nice micro, Mr. Yo. See, this is the only thing saving him. The fact that he is Viking eco and his Mangonel micro has been on point. That's the only thing saving him. Because his gold is here. He needs that gold. There we go. MbL redeems himself. Forward TC. I like it. And now Yo cannot take any gold. MbL will have 3 TCs in a bit. He's come back in the series after going down in the first game. Poor Yo. He's probably selling so much wood. His food eco is awful. Oh, but his Mangonel micro is not. He doesn't have the eco to focus on, so defensive Mangonel's pretty easy. Why do you think arena players are so good with Mangonel micros? Because they never look at their economies. Oh my god. But MbL up to the task there. Yo couldn't win this game if he had a nuke. I don't know, man. He could drop that right over MbL's eco and pretty much win, but I think the point is that Yo is pretty far behind. No, I get that. MbL doesn't have his fishing ships anymore, so there is that, but he's also 10 vills ahead, and his vills are a lot more efficient. Oh my god, did you see that? Did you see that? That was disgusting. MbL reacted immediately, knew this one would be attacked, dodged it, sniped it. He's a beast. He is a beast. And Yo's been a beast today, but in this game at least, I don't think we'll have enough to deal with the amount that MbL has. MbL's just everywhere. Kills the siege workshop, and Yo has to rebuild one. I guess it might take a while to finish off Mr. Yo, but he definitely has a big lead right now. The thing about islands, it's really hard to finish someone off. So, but it's even harder for Yo to come back, right? Because even if he cleans all this up, MbL will be booming freely at his base the entire time, so. Oh, please, 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 please. I know MbL's micro's been good, but please, one big Mangonel shot on all 5 of them, please, Mr. Yo. Go for it. It's too tempting, you have to try. Oh god, MbL, no. No. Okay, it could have been worse, but he lost 3 of them. Yeah, I saw that one coming a mile away. Jeez, man. That's a lot of pikes, by the way. It's a lot of pikemen. I don't know if MbL... Oh, no, he spotted it. Yeah, he sees there's a lot of pikemen. See, this is where I'm thinking either a castle here or a bunch of cav archers. Because the risk is, if you lose control of this... Vikings can be insanely good against Huns in post-imp on water. Okay, Mangonel micros needed. Oh my god! Mr. Yo kills 3 with 1! And MbL types 11 in the chat. I can guarantee you he's not laughing. He is very salty, I'm sure. And I would be as well. Because there's no way Yo should come back in this game. But somehow Yo's staying alive. MbL doesn't want to lose his position. So he uses the TC and I guess we'll hope and pray that he can kill these pikemen. Good shots he's landing. The TC, of course, helping as well. It's not bad, but Yo will get his gold back. Yo is still alive somehow in this game. Wow. See, that's not Curse of the Commentator, because I said it was going to happen. Normally, if I say it's going to happen, the opposite, right? I think MbL should have added Cav Archers. I mean, he's still in an okay position. He's still in a great position, actually, but I really think he should have added Cav Archers here. Mass Cav Archers in Castle Age. It destroys the pikemen, as does that Mangonel shot. Nice. I see him making war galleys now. He could hit Yo's eco here. He could hit Yo's eco in a lot of areas, to be honest. And MbL. Oh, he's placing a castle. If this castle goes up, it's definitely GG. And Yo is just now making a Mangonel. I think... Oh, Yo's making a tower. He realizes that this is problem. This is problem. This is a problem. Nah, that castle's going up. That castle's going up. There's no way Yo can stop that. And the galleys arrive. And if the castle goes up, then there's no way for Yo. So MbL was so far behind, or so far ahead that he could lose 6 Mangonels and still be okay. This is the product of having safe economy at home. This is the product of math control. What is this, Spirit of the Law? There's a joke for you, Spirit, if you're listening. Yo is actually taking this gold? My goodness. But yeah, not math control. Map control, and now MbL is on the way up to the next stage as well. Wow, MbL will soon spot that he's on gold there. I mean, I don't think it will matter, because that's only 5 or 6 villagers on gold. That's 5 on gold. It's not a lot. MbL has more on gold at Yo's base. MbL will soon be in the Imperial Age. Probably should get Bodkin Arrow at some point in his life. Not sure why he hasn't done that yet. I thought he had clicked it before. He also should pay attention here, because Yo's picking off these galleys for free. Yep, he realizes, no? The Knights will be upgraded. They'll probably run right into Yo's base. I don't think they should before there's more of them. That's still a lot of Viking pikemen. Yo's not taking this stone. Oh my goodness. Tell me MbL knows something's going on there. Jeez. He just needs to go Galleon. Make Trebs here. Trebs here to pressure buildings, and then Galleon in the center, and he should win. But Yo still hasn't resigned, and Yo can somehow click up to Imp soon. Still think it'll be way too late. Still think it'll be way too late. T90 unofficial, stop it with those jokes. We don't talk about that here. And the GG's call. Yeah, Yo realizes what will happen next. He knows that he'll be trebbed down. He knows that these units will be upgraded. He knows that he'll lose water and lose access to gold entirely. And MbL finally wins. And what a performance it was, man. Up until the Mangonel mishap. I think the scouting did it. If I were to credit one thing, if I were to attribute one thing to that strategy being successful, I think it was the scout and the dead woman. Never before has anyone ever said that dead woman got him the win. Because normally we don't want women to die. We don't want villagers to die, all right? That's not a good thing. But here I think it was good. I think it was worth the trip. Because he showed up with the scout and the Vil. He distracted Mr. Yo. When that villager showed up, Yo freaked out because Yo expected a lot to happen from it. Started walling and was no longer focused on water. Lost his fish for a few minutes until he relocated them to the back. Then MbL scouted all of the areas that Yo had for gold, realized the 2 gold spots were on the right, landed on the right in Castle Age. Had he not landed, he could have landed. He could have ended up on this side, and Yo would have had all of his gold and stones. So that was all about scouting, and well played from MbL to know that. $70 units killed for MbL. He had more food, more wood, and more gold collected in this game. No surprise. And we move on to game number 4 now. And game number 4 will be on Yo's second home map, which I've already forgotten because I'm a noob. Shoot, what was it? I think it's Bedouin? I'm also confusing things with the previous series. Was it? No, it was Scandi. Scandi, okay. Yeah. I said it at the same time chat said it. Thanks for helping me out. Yeah, so the next game will be on Scandinavia. Alright, updated the scoreboard for you. So yeah, this is working out perfectly for us. If Yo can tie this up and go to game 5, we won't have to wait long for the Leary and Tato set that is scheduled to start in an hour and 20 minutes. But before they start, because they've just launched, these are the civilizations that they have remaining. It is Malians and Indians for Yo, and then Mongols and Spanish for MbL. So MbL will definitely go for Mongols here. Scandinavia, there's a lot of hunt, so that would make sense. And then, I think as a counter to that, Yo might go Indians. But this is Yo's home map pick. It's his last one. If he doesn't win this, he loses the best of 5.
Force nothing.
Finally catching a stream.
Okay, so before I get to this, I guess since all of this is going to be on YouTube, I can do a bit of an unofficial introduction to the game. Britain, thank you for the 6-month resub. Thank you, Grey Duke, for the 2 months. Thank you, Dramonstaff, for the new sub with the Prime. I am looking at chat. Oh, MbL picked the wrong civ. Wait a second. MbL picked Spanish and he wanted to go Mongols on this. Did he have a brain fart? I don't think I've ever seen this before. I have to switch the colors again. So basically, as I explained, Mongols are insanely good on this map. MbL had Mongols and Spanish left. MbL gets into the game and he thinks, wait, why on earth did I pick Spanish? This doesn't make sense for me. And oh my god, actually, they're not playing on a balanced version of Scandi. They're playing on the standard version of Scandi that has never been fixed. So his boars are also to the north of the wood line. So what happens here, Yo says, sorry, but it's a tournament. What happens here is that MbL has to play it out with Spanish. He can't go back and pick a different civ. Had he picked, like, Franks or something, he wasn't in his draft, then they would obviously go back. He just flat out brain farted and made the wrong decision, and now his map generation's screwing him too. So I'm not the admin of this event, but I really think they should be playing on ECL versions or balanced versions of these maps, right? Because, like, this map generation is not good.
Had to start using toes.
He said was obviously going Mongol for Scandi. Yeah, but MbL, why didn't you pick it? Like, I realize that, the whole world realizes that, but you selected Spanish for Scandinavia. They get 1 restart, which would be a good idea for MbL. He can't restart with a different civ, but he's probably not going to restart because he feels like the boars are probably out here or something. That's too late. No restart. MbL's kind of screwed. But I wonder if Robo's around. Because I'm curious what an admin's perspective would be on this. I feel like I don't know. It's not really my decision to make, I guess. But MbL has got to be frazzled. I'm frazzled for him. Can you tell? It's weird. But looking at Yo's map, Yo can at least access his boars, which is good. So restart rules are different tournament to tournament. Admin rees are normally pretty consistent, though. What's interesting about a board generation like this is technically it's not bugged. Like MbL can bring in these boars. It is possible. You could use a scout. He can eat them. That's the whole point, right? We might be paused right now because they might be discussing this. Because MbL has for sure realized his pigs aren't here. I mean, if it was up to me, I would say that we do an admin restart because the boars are too far. It shouldn't be like that. And then they have to keep their civs, of course. And that might be what they're discussing now. But what I mean is sometimes sheep are trapped in a woodline and you can't take them. Or boars are trapped in a woodline, you can't take them. Or gold, stone is. And that's definitely admin re. This is, I mean, I think it's admin re, but technically it can be collected. The Earl of Skywrath says, how do you activate the Amazon Prime thing here? So if you've never set up Twitch Prime, just go to twitchprime.com. You link your Amazon Prime account or your friends or family members or uncles or sisters or fathers or brothers. You link that account to your Twitch, and then you get 1 free sub to a stream per month. So bear with me here. I need to see if they tapped out. I'm curious, because they might have come back. I think we're about to catch up to some discussion. They're still in game. MbL says, I cannot take pig. You know pig. I know pig. And Yo just says, what? Get the I know pigs in the chat, boys. Yo says, bug map. MbL says, well, I can take, but super far. Man, you're not helping your case. Say that you'd have to mill them. Yo just says dot and says, do you need to pause to ask admin? Robo or T90? I mean, are they asking me right now? I'm not the admin.
Hi T90, who's no pig?
They're messaging me. I didn't even realize. I'm not the admin here. I'm not in charge. Hey, if it were my decision, that's 100% admin re. So I'm talking to them now. Okay, so they're going back. So MbL says it might be GG because of pressing the wrong civ. To be honest, like, I have sympathy for MbL, but I kind of don't as well. It seems like it was just a decision thing. Like, it's not like Spanish and Mongols are right next to one another on the civs where he misclicked it, right? So they have to stick with the civs and they'll do another game with Scandinavia.
Force nothing.
Wow, 3 months already.
Hey T9, you remember a few weeks ago I said it was flying down to Austin for an opera. Well, performances tonight. Nice. I was really confused for a second when you started talking about that. When you said flying down, I thought you were flying to me. I was like, wait, what? My stalker's coming to town. Well, Brendrix, good luck with that, man. I bet you're excited. That sounds awesome. I mean, I'm not really an opera person, but I know what it's like to do what you like, right? Gene, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back, Mad Mike. Thank you for 13. No Mr. Player, thank you for the Prime sub. Quincius, said had to start using toes. I'm confused, but thank you for the tier 3, 11 months. You are a legend, man. All right, so fingers crossed, chat. Because, see, the core of the root of the problem here is they're not playing the right versions of the map. Like, the old versions, the 20-year-old versions of these maps are whack.
Thanks, Project_Belgium for the 20 months.
Okay, this version's fine.
Dude? I'm a really big fan of you.
I mean... Sorry, I'm just looking around here. It's funny, they're kind of sharing the deer in the center. This is MbL's deer, and then... Oh, shoot. The colors are... Jeez. I'm sorry, bear with me. Man, the one game just screwed everything up. There we go. MbL's back in blue. Perfect. Yeah, MbL's deer kind of towards the center, but at least their boars are accessible. Yo's boars are here and here. And then MbL's boars are very close to his TC. So MbL chose Spanish, which was just a mistake. He drafted Mongols for this map. I guess he brain farted, and it's normal for with restarts, you can't repick civilizations. And it's not like this is a $100 show match. This is a 3-day event to determine who's the second best player in the world. So, oh my god, and what is that lumber camp? That's weird. So, I feel bad for MbL because it's obvious he drafted Mongols for this map, but if it's that obvious, why didn't he pick it? I don't really understand. But he's in the blue, has his resources close by now. This could be a pretty good map for Spanish because they're close together and the stones are forward, so maybe with a forward tower rush strategy, you could have some success versus Yo. Yo does have a back stone. Yo has 2 back golds. This one's going to be hard to find. And then there's water on each side. And this is a big reason to choose Malians because Malians save wood in all the buildings that they build. So with all that wood savings, they're able to fight on water on both sides. Also on top of that, they have camels and knights and monks and infantry. It's a civ of options. Whereas with Spanish, the name of the game is definitely to get to conquistadors. Now, just to touch on a few of the reasons why players play on tournament versions of maps. Like with Hidden Cup, we had a Hidden Cup 2 version of Scandi because the wood lines can be a problem. And it was in the previous game where we had to do the re, because this wood line could easily hide or bug in resources. The other thing is the fish generation is oftentimes not even. So MbL has fish in the south, and fortunately Yo has fish over there as well. And I think the other side seems fine too. So just wanted to touch on a few of the things that makes the quote-unquote newer versions of Scandi a bit different. That's all. Travis, welcome in with the Prime sub, man. So, will the players realize how close they are together? Yo will see these deer and these deer. So, each player gets 3 boars and then a pack of 6 deer. If he sees 2 groups of deer, he should know that MbL's probably close by. So, he needs to be careful with his scouting. And if they're close by, he should probably wall because Spanish can be devastating with the tower rush. As Spanish build faster. MbL sees the same though, and I really wonder if players are going to think about this. Oh, and MbL's docking this side. This is huge. Yo's docking the other side. So a strategy on Scandinavia is to get to feudal really quickly and go fire galleys. And with fire galleys, then disrupt your opponent's fish. But if MbL docks safely, this could work perfectly for either a fast castle strategy into conquistadors, or just towers, because his eco will be safe. So if you're just getting here, Adela Alex, we have Yo, MbL, Leary, and Tato. It's a 3-day event, and this is day 1. And Yo performed really... Oh! I almost lost the fill. Yo performed really well against Tato earlier. Obviously, small spoilers, but definitely suggest checking out the series if you haven't already. It was 3-0 for Yo. It was a masterclass from him. And then today, Yo won the first game against MbL, and MbL came back. And now MbL just made a weird decision with his civilization. I don't understand it. Not that Spanish are bad on Scandinavia, but it wasn't part of his plan. Does MbL know where Yo is? And he does. Because if he does, this is a risky, risky thing to do. Just casually collect deer on the front. I wonder what Yo's scouting is like now. Yo. Did... T90 blind! He lost his scout to the TC! That's huge! He can't check dock locations now. If he can't check dock locations, then he might assume that MbL is to the south. That's a huge deal. He has no intel on the strategy MbL might go for. Oh, man. So now what he's doing is scouting with a fishing ship. Yeah, so this is the strat for him. The strat is to win water, but MbL's not down here. Well, he's letting go of the deer because what you do is you win water, ideally kill the 3, 4, 5 fishing ships your opponent has, and then after winning water, your opponent's on the back foot, and then you pressure land. That's normally what you would do. Another reason that he has to give up the center of the map is because Spanish can tower so quickly. So, for everything that's gone wrong with MbL in the lead up to this, I think this is a good sign for him. Now, if Yo realizes that MbL's not here, though, he might choose to just make fishing ships out of his docks. So it's not like the end of the world for him because he's still going to get an eco advantage. Maybe he could create 1 or 2 fire galleys and then stop and go into the fishing ships. See those resources for Yo? This is crazy resources. Power of the fish. This is without deer as well. 400 food. And MbL is now placing his very first tower. And he'll place many more, I'm sure. But none of these towers will range the stones. None of these towers will range the gold for Yo. Yo should be able to keep him out. Yeah, I like what Yo's doing now, guys. I'd make a few fire galleys just in case MbL does something like this, right? Sneaky dock. I like it. And then just fish boom. Yep, he's building towers on both sides of his base. So MbL has to realize that he can't do anything to Mr. Yo. But he does see what Mr. Yo's up to. Oh no, he doesn't see the archery range. Explain that. Age of Empires things. Oh my god, look at that. How can he not see the top of the archery range? Explain that to me. Come on, science. Now what's funny is once the tower fires, he'll be able to see the range. Watch. See, now I can see it. That makes perfect sense. Okay, well, MbL's villagers are rather weak.
Stream down. Stream down. Oh, whoops, it's not 2016 anymore, and
oh, Yo's Ville will die! Wow, okay, that works. That works. MbL's also being very patient with his fire galleys. If he waits till he has 4, maybe 3 in a demo, could catch Yo off guard. Oh, here comes another tower for MbL. And Yo's making archers. These villagers need to run. If I'm MbL, I use my scout. No, skip. Oh, never mind. The vills will just survive unless they run into a wolf or something. It doesn't bode well for Yo that he's backed into a corner like this. It really doesn't. But he has more fishing ships than MbL. He hasn't had the deer, which really sucks. But MbL hasn't really been collecting that much anyway. Nice little gate from MbL. So his villagers are protected. And normally this is where you wall as Spanish. Or either wall or build a bunch of defensive towers. But to wall, you need to scout properly. And MbL is not scouted this area. It's wide open for him. I think a stone wall there. Look, if he stonewalls this, Yo has to go the whole way around. He could stonewall there and here so easily. But then again, this is just a palisade gate. So at least he knows the pressure's coming. Pretty funky game, man. Pretty weird game. I don't have a lot of words for how this one has gone down. It's been weird. But I like Yo's position more at the moment because he has actual military. Oh, MbL's making some skirmishers. Okay. Oh no! Yo's made a move this direction. See, I didn't like the fact that he was using weak vills on the deer, and this is why. Now he panic towers after losing one of those weak villagers, and he is building a blacksmith so he can get fletching for his skirmishers. Now, if Yo wants to, Yo could start to tower MbL a little bit. It's not the craziest thought. And also, Yo is defending here as well, so another opportunity for Yo would be to send a Vill to the north. But, oh boy, now he sees the skirms, and now he realizes he needs to get out of here. This has been good for Yo, but now this is risky. I don't think he should stay here. Chooses to micro with the archers, but his Vills on the tower could die! And now Yo's too far forward. His archers are going to go down. His villagers are helping a little bit. And he needs to run. Man, that is such a risky decision to tower here. But if he's forcing MbL into more towers, then MbL will have that much less stone for Castle and Castle Age. And Yo has so much more fish working for him. He's so much more food in the bank. He gets the tower up. MbL didn't even make an attempt to counter tower that? Well, I guess that's not a valuable area for him. He wants to save that stone. So one might think that MbL has no chance because MbL only has 100 food. But remember, the market exists. Force Nothing fans. MbL has 800 gold. And I'm sure that he's going to buy some resources and go on up to Castle Age around the same time as Yo. And we always say it when we're talking about Spanish. If Spanish get to conquistadors, they can always come back and always win. But not if they don't have a fish boom. Yo is docking on this side. He could kill these 4 fishing ships, which has brought in hundreds of food for MbL. MbL's eco balance is way, way off. And I imagine there's a bit of frustration. Like, imagine picking Mongols for a map and then selecting Spanish for whatever reason. After being 2-1 up. And then falling behind because of that dumb choice. And then you don't have Spanish for cross in the next game, which is better than Mongols would be. Like, your whole game plan is thrown off because of it. I imagine there'd be a ton of frustration. So what I foresee happening here is, as long as Yo is patient, Yo will probably kill these fishing ships. And if that's the case, he has his fish safe and secured on this side. He'll have fish on the other side. He just needs to withstand and hold from the conquistadors. The problem, though, is the castle's going to be dropped on his freaking face, man. So, maybe best case scenario, Yo can somehow make MbL castle at home. Because if the castle's here, good luck. Yeah, maybe this is the way to do it. Make MbL feel like he needs to castle at home. But MbL has skirms, even has an archer there. 2 archers. And he'll kill the archers. And he should also see that there's a forward stable for Yo. The stable's the thing to worry about because his skirms don't protect him from any knights. Okay, Yo's tower goes up. MbL sees the stable. Gets his own tower up. We'll shoot that down. And now MbL is losing his fish. See, this is what I expected. This is how you should play Malians. You should be playing on water. MbL needs a castle, and he needs it soon. Oh, he also can't take this wood line because of this sneaky tower from Yo. What a comeback in this series has been from Yo. And I like this for Yo. The fact that MbL's castling here is perfect for Mr. Yo. Now he doesn't have as much threatening him on the front, but I would still stonewall. I'd either stonewall or castle at home if I'm in Yo's shoes, because this is a very dangerous situation. Conquistadors are insane. They are the strongest Castle Age unit, besides, like, maybe a monk. And the counter to Conquistadors is just to prevent them from getting there. There's no direct counter to them. That's the thing. So, has Yo done enough? Has he done enough to keep MbL from massing the Conks? MbL's fish are mostly dead. He seems overrun everywhere you look. The score is not going to be helping him. You won't be happy about that. You can't take one of his wood lines because of the pesky tower from Yo, and now Yo will tower here as well, which I love. MbL's spending a lot of time with his Conquistadors, just clearing up the units in his base. Perfect play from Yo. Had Yo just ran home, the castle would have been on his face. But the fact that MbL fell into the back foot, the fact that MbL lost map control, has really worked out for Mr. Yo. But you have to take advantage of it. You have to take advantage of it if your opponent's just chilling at home. Too often at lower levels because, well, you know, people can't execute like the gods of the game. People don't do that. So wallers and boomers, they can have more of an opportunity. People can get to conks more often and be fine. But, my goodness, Yo has 600 food, 600 gold. Finishes the tower. He's being so annoying. I kind of feel like he might just go to the Imperial Age at some point. He's going for his 3rd town center now to extend that villager lead. He has to make a lot of military to deal with the conks, but every single one he trades against will be perfect. Now, Harry, I think the way to go here is a bunch of crossbows and camels. You already have the eco lead. Going to Imp doesn't really help you here. You already have the eco lead. You already have the military lead, actually, in terms of numbers, so... No power spike is going to help you against conks, except you just need numbers. So that's why he's creating archers everywhere you look. And camels on the front. Yeah, camels, crossbows. Also, he's very, very well protected. MbL doesn't have husbandry. Or does he have husbandry? I don't think he has husbandry. And see, the camels are going to be just enough. Just needs to hold. Just needs to delay versus this. Yeah, he's going to kill him. That first wave of conks was so expensive for MbL. He's only at 69 pop. Nice. Yo's fishing on both sides. This should be Yo's game. And we'll go to game 5, ladies and gents. If this is Yo's game. If MbL somehow, or can't somehow come back. Yeah. The KD doesn't matter at this point. Yo could lose twice as many units as possible, but it's the eco. He's just buying himself time and buying position. MbL's spending most of his time, or all of his time, freeing up map that should already be his. And this tower, another clutch tower from Yo. Moving MbL to the right for wood, which he has plenty of, but it's just more inefficiency. I can't help but be a little bit disappointed for MbL. I could just see it. You picked Mongols for Scandinavia. Oh, nice shots, though. Nice shots. Here we go. This is where it could start. This is where it could start for him, possibly. But yeah, you pick Mongols for this map. I still don't understand why he didn't use Mongols. Brain fart of the century. Then we'll go into game 5, if he loses this, where he's probably frustrated and annoyed that that happened. And then he also doesn't have the ideal civ. Not that his civ would be bad, because Mongols is always good, but... I don't know. Like, as someone who has emotions, as a human with emotions, I can't imagine that would make you feel very good. I can't imagine that would put you in the mental state to perform in a game 5. You know what I mean? You feel me? just now has started to lose his buildings. And you know what he's gonna do? Imperial Age. Vulnerable on this side, castle. Insane eco. Oh my god, look at these fishing ships. This is funny. The fishing ships. So this one has 15 food. It can't go back. Because these two are idle. Oh no! Never mind, they're taking turns. Wow. Wow, they're taking turns. How nice. I didn't know fishing ships were so kind. Never mind. Sorry, Dave's not here, so I gotta focus on that stuff. Did you know if you build a fish trap against the edge of the map, it bugs out? Yeah, Dave, thank you. There we go. Sorry, Dave does not sound like that. I'm just being a moron. I still remember Dave and I were casting. It was DJ Who. I forget. We were making a bunch of puns. And we're casting a game. This guy's running around microing. Crazy aggressive stuff. So we're watching the fight. Or I thought we were. And then Dave's like, oh my god. He built a fish trap against the edge of the map. That's not gonna work. I was like, how do you know that, man? How do you know these things? Just Dave things. Well, I think that Yo should just go full camel. Crossbows are helping for now, but Malians lack bracer. I think that he should go for full camels. And MbL, he doesn't have the economy to do anything but continue with conks. And if the camels are upgraded and in numbers and have
a great time, mate.
The heavy camel upgrade, it'll be a big problem. And MbL realizes that. He sees the sneak stables from Yo in the south. Maybe he could buy himself time, though. Oh, there'll be Cavalier. Okay. Maybe MbL can buy himself time and expand out here? He'd have to survive for an awful long time, but maybe that's the way to do it. I mean, Castle Age Conquistadors can hold against Cavalier. The problem is the conks have to be in one group.
Substreaks are like conks. There is no way to stop them. T90 dad.
Conks have to be in one spot where knights can split up. That's the problem. Grim, thank you for 20 months. He said Twitch substreaks are like conks. There's no way to stop them. Thanks, man. Well, I mean, it's funny you say that because this might be the game where the conks get stopped. But it's only because of the economy for Mr. Yo. The KD is not going to be pretty for him at all. And there's a treble in the front for Yo. Trebbing down some of these towers. He really just... Oh, this is big. Yeah, he needs to stop TCs from going up. Stop MbL from expanding. Oh! The TC's at 99%! Okay, it goes up. That's where Yo needs to hit. Use his mobility. Kill this, and then run around and kill this as well. MbL can come back. He can. He shouldn't. But Conquistadors are an insane unit. But they're unbeatable in Castle Age. In Imp, their strength drops off a lot. That's when, like, heavy camel and halberdier and things of that nature can work really well. But I was kind of surprised that Yo didn't go for camels and for cavalier. I mean, both are going to be strong, but you know, he lost one Treb there. He'll lose another here. Now he's getting Farimba, so his cav will have that extra attack. Plus 7 attack soon. You know, the danger here is if MbL's eco gets to the point, as he's being raided over here. Oh, and he'll get hit here as well. This is a huge deal. If MbL's eco gets to the point where he can go conks and halbs, Malians can't fight that at all. So that's why Yo needs to finish this all quickly. Because right now, MbL can only afford Conquistadors. Soon, if he's able to clear up all these raids, which he's having real trouble with, then MbL will be able to make halbs. And I don't know. I'm looking at the population, 165 versus 105. Yo is running around in circles, making MbL chase. And can MbL save this castle? If they both hit, it's dead. It's dead. No way. Whoa! It's not dead. It is dead. It's not dead. Ah! Wow. It survives. Well, that helps. That definitely helps. He's still being raided everywhere you look. Raiding here. Rams are on the way. Raiding here. MbL's stuck in one spot and he can't take any of the map. Yeah, he's still probably dead now. The castle stays up, but he doesn't have the eco for this. He's getting supremacy so his villagers can survive the raids. That's how rough his situation is at the moment. Now, Yo should just continue the spam of Cavalier and take us to what will be a game 5, guys. Exciting stuff, man. Oh man, MbL. He had it. He's up 2-1. He had Mongols available for this map. He didn't pick Mongols. This series is not over, folks. Yo is not going away quietly. He beat Tato earlier. MbL's just... Oh, he's trying to build an elaborate trap as Yo continues to run him around in circles. Ugh, that's gotta be annoying. Now the castle goes down. And MbL will GG, and we will see a game 5 today. Wow. I'm loving this. I am loving these games today. And we have another set between Leary and Tato later on. It's scheduled to be in 45 minutes, actually. So I imagine after game 5 ends, whoever wins that, we'll move right on to Leary and Tato. Where Tato will be looking for a better result, obviously, after the loss earlier versus Yo. Yeah, MbL can definitely win Game 5. It's not an out-and-out Civ win. Like, I think Spanish are just as good on cross as Mongols are. But the thing is, this is the game where he should have had Mongols. This is the game that he probably shouldn't have... Well, I don't want to say he shouldn't have lost, but he should have had a better chance than with Spanish, that's all. Like, the game plan was definitely to go Mongols here. I just don't know what happened. Like, S and M are not really close in the alphabetical order, so he definitely chose Spanish. But he's got to put that out of his mind now. It's not up to me. As a caster, I have to harp on about those things because I have to create controversy and drama. But as a player, you have to forget about that somehow and move on to the 5th game, because at the end of the day, if you win 5th game, none of this matters, right? Sorry, I realized I said S and M. I should have said M and S. My bad, but GG, Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo comes back, ties it up 2-2. Don't go anywhere. We have one more game remaining in this best of 5. 124 units killed for MbL. Yo extended that eco lead in Castle Age outstandingly. More food, wood, gold, and stone collected for Yo. And so, the next game will be on cross. MbL says, see, this is kind of what I expected. MbL says, so frustrating. Yo says, you haven't lost yet. And then MbL says, India versus Mongols, ... So MbL basically saying, before the game even starts, that he doesn't think that he is in a great position with Mongols on this map. So one more game, and this is the way this whole three-day event works. We have 3 best of 5s today, 3 best of 5s tomorrow, and then the final on Monday. If Mr. Yo wins this after already beating Tato earlier today 3-0, Yo will have won 2 best of 5s out of the 3 that he will play. So he puts himself in a great position to get to the finals. It will be Sunday, Grim. So today is day 1. Tato and Leary will play after this set later on. Bearcare, thank you for the 12 months. Thank you to the 2,000 people who are here watching Age of Empires 2 right now. You guys are the best community on Twitch. Don't tell the millions of other people watching stuff on Twitch that I said that, but thank you all. Danky King says, hi, I'm new. You're new to the stream. What? Welcome, man. Hairfo, Ruro, Bearcare, thank you all for the long time resubs. And Grim gifted subs too. Alright, let's do this, guys. Let's get into the next game. As always, for all primes, subs, donos, all that stuff, I get to it in between games. Fortunately for us, we didn't have a long time in between games here, so we'll hop right into it. And welcome, everyone, to Cross. I need to switch the colors again to be consistent with the previous games. Brain fart. There we go. Boom. Perfect. We're in the game. Let's do this. MbL is in the blue. He's played well today. He was up 2-1, and he blew the lead. It's tied up now. He's playing as the Mongols. And Yo is in the red. Yo is playing as Indians. MbL says there would be a chance if I could steal all your resources. So MbL has this defeated mindset of I have no chance here, which is huge. Like, mindset is everything, right? Going into a game 5, if you feel you have a civ advantage, I don't think you should be talking about it to your opponent 40 seconds in. I feel like ideally you're like, all right, it's going to be tough, but let's work hard and try and win this thing. I'll talk about why MbL might think that here in a second. But anyways, in the north of the map, south of the map, east and west, there's ponds. And this map is called Cross. They're actually using the version from the first Hidden Cup. So you have a fine mix of water control needed, but also land control and land aggression. And Indians are really good for this because they have cheap villagers to create villas on land. They have excellent camels. And then on top of that, you know, since they're saving resources and because of the build orders that Yo will go for, he could fight on water too. Mongols play out similarly. And Mongols have a hunt bonus, so they'll collect food faster and get to feudal faster. But normally you'd see the same from them on a map like this, where they have the mobility on land, so scouts, knights, camels, and then get to water. I think the reason that MbL is so disappointed, well, we already mentioned how he wanted this civ for the previous game, but also that Indian camels have high pierce armor, so to try and get to Mangadai with Mongols is even more difficult because even getting there or going for any type of archer unit against, oops, sorry, hit my mic, Indian camels is rough. Imp camels, easier to get to, and also arguably a bit stronger than the Mangadai. So we'll see. I think that the faster feudal needs to give something to MbL in this game. Like, that's the one big bonus he has. So he should bring in his pigs quickly. And maybe consider a dock approach. Like, one build order you could try is dock your opponent's pond with a fast feudal and kill their fishing ships. That, or he should go for scouts of some kind. Yo will probably realize that he'll be later to the feudal age, and so you'll begin to see some walls come up, which is a very smart decision. Hey, what's up, Tom Hanks? Yeah, maybe it's a bit of mind games. Maybe MbL feels as though maybe he thinks that he'll win this and he wants Yo to get confident. I don't know. So here's the deal. Let's say MbL loses this. That means Mr. Yo would have won 2 out of the 3 sets he'd be playing in the group stage. Oh, how did that Phil survive? Yo's a lucky boy. So that would be very good for Yo, and that gives him a good shot to get to the finals and fight for the $1,000 on Sunday. If MbL loses this, though, while it's good for Yo, it's not that bad for MbL, because MbL will still play 2 sets tomorrow. And while he needs to have strong performances against good players like Tato and Leary, there's still an opportunity there, so we'll have to see. But it's not like it's the end of the world, right? So MbL, on his way to feudal age, walling up. The stones could be questionable for him too. Like, this stone and this stone could be tough to lock down. But that's we're talking way later in the game. What does MbL choose to do? with his faster uptime. Is it a stable? Yeah. Barracks, and then most likely a stable. Now, if you look at the way that Yo is walled, this does not protect him from a sneaky dock later on. MbL could dock here and kill these fishing ships, so he needs to be aware of that possibility. T90, hey, did you get access to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition? So, I'm not allowed to talk about anything regarding Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition because I signed a non-disclosure agreement. But I am a popular Age of Empires 2 streamer and YouTuber, so Microsoft would be very dumb if they wouldn't give me a copy of it. And Microsoft are not dumb. All the time. No, they're not dumb. Microsoft, don't take it away from me. I'm enjoying it. This is awkward, guys, because they listen to my stream in their studio. I know that some do anyway, so they're either like, wow, we're getting tired of this guy. Or they're laughing, or this just got really awkward. Yeah, allegedly enjoying it. Can neither confirm or deny.
Force nothing.
So MbL could snipe wall villagers, which is why Yo has sent so much over here. Like this, watch. Yo's expecting a scout to be around here. He fights with his villager because his own scout is waiting. So Yo has played this perfectly. I don't know. Hard to say, but I think MbL should have taken a bit more of a risk. Risk to the dock. Now, he hasn't scouted that side, but... Oh!
Impossible.
Oh!
Why don't you turn to stone? I'm already rock hard, baby. Oh, whoa.
Hit him! That wolf is like, underneath. It looked like the wolf was underneath the villager. MbL is making a move to that pond, I think. Unless he sent... Is he sending another vill now? What's going on? This guy's getting cold feet. Don't get cold feet, Marv. Come on, dude. He's going back home to the couch. That's such a big deal. If MbL would try that and have success, that's a way to get an edge over Indians. Well. Yo's docked the left-hand side. MbL's just been fishing in one pond. So pond control and land control. This is where MbL begins to feel a bit desperate, I'm sure. Because he's aware that he hasn't killed Yo's fish. And Yo saves so much food creating villagers. I would say that Indians probably a top 3 cross-civ. Indians, Huns, Spanish, Byzantines are actually remarkable on this map. This will be the series, guys. This will decide the best of 5. Yo is still more focused on the ponds than anything, and he hasn't seen the villagers coming forward. Now, how will he react to this? MbL wants to tower hop through. He wants to get in now. And so Yo, realizing that, will place a palisade to stop the tower hop potential. And now he'll place a defensive tower back here. So, to give you an idea of how good Yo is at judging the game, this tower is placed perfectly. It's not too close, it's not too far. It stops MbL from pushing in. Now, the downside here is MbL might switch sides, and if he's not on stone, he can't build more towers. I don't think MbL can hop through here. I just don't know what he's accomplishing right now. He's trying, though. Yo should be able to defend so comfortably here. And now he's going into archers. That is a good thing, to have the Indian player go archers as opposed to camels. Good work from MbL to tempt the spearman into his tower fire. This is a lot of walling that Yo would have to do behind all of this. So I think Yo will let the units in. I think he'll let the units in. Oh, wait. See, outpost here. Yeah, you can wall like this. Yeah, wall like that. That's smart. So this is a combination of of Yo having cheaper vills, but also creating fewer units. So he's created a lot less spears and a lot less scouts in this game. So that's why he has so much food banked up. And oh, he doesn't snipe the vill. MbL's pressuring. Tower after tower after tower. Now, what's cool about this is if this game's even and we get to Castle Age, MbL will have stone for Mangadai most likely. So he's fast tracking the Mangadai choice. It's not a bad logic. But Yo, well, you know what? MbL's almost up as well. I was gonna say Yo will almost click up, but MbL's not that far. And what? I don't know how that villager survived, to be honest. Now watch, MbL's will probably die. Ah! Nope. It's risky. Well, I like how both players have played it. Solid defense from Yo, but MbL's on the way up as well. I think MbL has done a lot more than even I expected here. And now he forward archer ranges. My goodness, so he won't have the stone for the Mangadai, only 70, and he wants cav archers. Or maybe even crossbows. And Yo's making stables. So when you have the safe fish, you can make camels. You would think that he wouldn't have the eco to make camels, but he will because of the fish. And MbL is probably expecting him to go archer. Oh no! MbL is expecting archers, so he's going for a hard counter in skirms. And we all know that camels counter skirms. Wow. Okay. Well, on the bright side for MbL, if he loses this position on the front, it's not the worst thing ever, because he's still safe at home, but it's not something he's planning on doing, I'm sure. Yo, building another tower, doing his best to keep MbL from towering his stone. Both players will probably get the towers up. Yo could lose a villager. I kind of expect him to dodge, though. Oh! Never mind. Oh, Yo's getting crossbow! And he has the units running behind MbL's woodline. Did MbL realize that? I think he did. I think he saw that. Or he expected it or something. That was brilliant response from MbL. And now he might drop off stone because he doesn't have the tower. Or, sorry, he doesn't have the tower. He doesn't have the stone to build the tower. And, okay, guys, what's the problem with forward military buildings? Chat, help me out. What's the problem with forward military buildings? Does anyone know? I really need some help here. I need you to tell me. Because I talk about it all the time, and it happens so frequently anytime someone builds military buildings forward. MbL needs skirmishers to defend. His skirmishers came from a forward position. This could be the game. If MbL loses a ton of villagers, which could happen, this could be the game. Because while he has skirms to defend from crossbows, the skirms do not help against the camels. So a panic TC goes up. Can MbL hold on? Still shooting over here with this tower, which is really nice. Yo has a lot of camels. So I think MbL needs his own camels or something. Like, the eco balance is so bad for him. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So inefficient. Well, I think MbL probably didn't expect to get to this point. Yo will start to take the Vill lead now with the cheap Indian Vills. 3 TCs soon for him, on top of the fish he has. Now that's something MbL could do, is he could dock over here, or he could just use skirms to slowly pick off the fish. But those skirmishers definitely weren't contributing much, and here we are. This is what we expected Indians to get to, the boom and the camels. After all of that, they got there. And Yo's not really threatened. I think he'll be happy with how he disrupted MbL's economy, and he decides to come over here to kill these towers, and MbL, he's not too happy about that. So he'll stonewall this up. But he really has no defense. The ranges will be useless. And maybe now he'll make a run for the dock. All of this Yo should see. Yeah, Yo sees that, so that villager will die. And I guess the other villagers will eventually die, but they're inside the tower for now. Yep, she's dead. So this is a weird position for the Mongol player, because you're in this weird state where you're not making units that you're going to make long term. And it's another reason why Indians are so dominant, because not only do they have the cheap vills, not only are their camels strong, but the camels are something they continue with all game. So everything's streamlined. Your whole eco is set up for making wood and gold units. Did I say wood and gold? Food and gold units the whole time. That's not the case for MbL. He's making skirms now. He needs to get to stone, build castles, then stop stone. It's just so tough to get to Mangadai. So the camels will be massed and prepped and probably upgraded before MbL gets to creating Mangadai. And that's why Indians are so solid in the Civ matchup. And that's why you probably would want Mongols on Scandi, where you could make more use of that, hunt, which we discussed in Game 4. So MbL did stop Yo from docking here. I like that. 88 population versus 92. But this, despite the game being so close.
Hi.
Oh, you know what? Yo didn't have horse collar for 20 farms. Oh no. You know what? Check this out, guys. All of these farms have less than 100 food. His farms are about to expire like crazy. MbL could do this because of the lack of horse collar. I don't think Yo will up to Imp near as quickly. I know that we meme about horse collar and whatnot, but that is quite a big deal. Again, just watch. Farm expires. He doesn't have the wood. And MbL's building a castle. Yeah, so he'll reseed 10 to 15 farms over the next minute. Oh my goodness! And Yo wanted to place a castle here. That's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen. MbL already has a castle up. And MbL will be making Mangadai. Wow, MbL's still in this. He's still in this. And he's gained quite a bit of momentum. I think the Imp time will be important. If Yo can get Imp faster and trap this down, that could be nice. But MbL will click up at around the same time. Like, there's some big eco problems going on for Yo on land. And great hold from MbL. This castle needs to stay up because his golds are forward as well. Alright. Well, also, these villagers have finally died. Great value from them, though. MbL's on the way up first. Yo's eco balance is way off. Wow. Can MbL do it? He was so pissed at himself for picking the wrong civ in the previous game, which then affected this game. He'll be on 2 castles, guys. 2 castles producing those devastating Mangadai. Yeah, he'll easily wall these units out from Mr. Yo. And snipe any crossbow he can. And I imagine he'll build the next castle soon and on this hill. Yo is, a minute and 10 seconds behind. Yo has docked this out, though. And both players will be fighting for the fish there. But fish become less and less important now. That's why they're both farming. I fear for MbL because he still doesn't have the food eco to make elite Mangadai. He doesn't have the resources for that.
Now I am sitting here drinking almost warm beer. It doesn't taste well. And watch your stream. The evening could end nice, I think.
Elite Mangadai take more upgrades than heavy camels. It's Bracer, Chemistry, Parthian Tactics, Thumb Ring. The Elite Mangadai upgrade itself. Then Bloodlines, Husbandry, all those things from the stable. So there's so much. takes so much time. Oh my goodness! Yo wants to treb these castles down. He wants to stop MbL from getting to the Mangadai. Now, big thing here is that MbL just saw these castles, so he could start with the trebs with his faster imp. Okay, does anyone know if both civs get masonry? This is probably something I should know. Because it wouldn't be a surprise to see both players getting masonry now as well, which would give their castles more HP. I think Mongols do. I think most civs do, so imagine Indians do as well. Keep an eye on the top right, because masonry would be a very strong tech to get if this becomes a treb war. And MbL will start the treb war, but Yo will follow. Yo will be a treb and a half behind. See, with heavy camels, you could dive in and kill the trebs. Yo just needs to win the treb war. So, it doesn't matter how many camels he sacrifices here. Well, I mean, it does kind of matter, but the point is, kill the trebs. And oh, MbL building the gate wall, I like it. Because he knows the situation. He's even getting pikemen, which is never ideal, as Mongols. I just mixed ideal and idea because I think it's a nice idea. It's also a nice idea for Yo to come this way. MbL saw that. What a close game. 140 population for both. My goodness. So if Yo sees Mangadai and pikemen, he will need to make skirmishers, and he's making plenty of skirms. MbL is attacking Yo's trebuchets. Someone asked earlier, when do you attack your opponent's trebs and when do you attack their castles? When your castle is being attacked, that's when you attack their castle. Oh boy! Or that's when you attack their trebs. I'm screwing up with the casting here. Yo dives in. He kills one trebuchet. He's killed one castle. This is so dangerous for both players. For the series, can MbL hold on? I feel like it's better for Yo. The Skirm edition was brilliant. The Mangadai are an elite. The pikemen, they're only pikemen. They barely even have the feudal age armor upgrade. MbL has done his absolute best in this series. Yo has so much more now, and Yo's killing all of the trebs. It's all falling apart for MbL. The pikemen won't even touch the camels. And will this treb die as well? It almost does, but I think it will now. It's dead. There's no protection. And then MbL's castle will die, and MbL will die, and lose the series if it doesn't find another counter. You just can't do it now. You just can't do it. You lose your castles, you lose your stones, you lose your golds. MbL has no chance. Yo just has to kill this freaking trebuchet. My goodness, there we go. Yeah, and of course you can make bombard cannons as well. MbL has to commit everything to saving this castle, and even then, I'm not sure Mangadai are the answer. Now, in the south, MbL has some fish there. That's nice. MbL calls the GG. It's trying to find some positives there, but there's really no positives. Yo wins the game. MbL was 2-1 up, and Yo comes back to win 3-2. This was after Mr. Yo won earlier today versus Tato. The way this is set up is that of the 4 players who are participating, everyone will play 3 sets. Yo plays 2 today and 1 tomorrow. Today he faced Tato, today he faced MbL, and he got the wins. MbL only plays 1 set today. Today he just played Mr. Yo, and it ends in a disappointing loss. Tomorrow he will play Leary and Tato, but my goodness, there's a couple takeaways here, all right? There's a couple takeaways. First off, Yo is in excellent form. He is in excellent form. If you didn't see the set between Tato earlier, it was well played from Tato. Tato always has excellent strategy. He preps. He knows how to utilize the civs and the maps, which is something MbL kind of struggled with here. But Yo got the win and dominated him. And then here, Yo showed how he can come back in games. He can come back in sets of games. And it's very likely that Yo might be in the final on Sunday if he continues to play like this. Now, MbL, this is the way you have to look at it. He's disappointed because it's his own fault, really. He chose the wrong civilization in the previous game. It wasn't a civ. Neither of these were civ wins by any means, but by choosing a Spanish in the previous game, he made his life very difficult in this game, because he knew that Yo was going to pick Indians here. He knew. I just don't know what was going through his mind when he chose the wrong civs. But the way MbL has to look at it is he just lost to a very good player, and tomorrow he'll play 2 sets, and if he wins his 2 sets tomorrow, then he's still in the driver's seat and could still make it to the finals. So, in 15 minutes, Leary and Tato play. It'll be the second showing for Tato today, and it will be the first for Leary. So I'm excited to see how that goes. But let's look at the achievements for this game, and we'll sum this up a little bit, and then I'll probably take a short break before casting the next set. But man, these games have been good. That set especially was crazy. 90 units killed for Yo, but it all came down to his eco lead. And then his composition. The Skirm edition saved him, because had he gone only Camel, then he likely would have died to Pikeman Mangadai. Even then it's debatable, but adding in the Skirms was the key there. Well played. I have to say, MbL did better than I expected in the Civ matchup. The forward definitely slowed Yo down. It was the way to go about things, but still, he wasn't able to do enough to stop Mr. Yo from killing those castles.